2, 3.
One thing I want to do real quick is everybody look around the room, take one person that you've never seen or met before individually, and go give them a hug. When you give them a hug, say spread love. Let's go real quick.
Martin Luther King used to say to us that to really be free, you've got to first overcome the love of wealth and then the fear of death.
It's about you all understanding the power of your own leadership.
God put super on our natural. He gave us supernatural ability to do the things we couldn't do before that super was put on our natural.
I want to motivate young people, our young students, to understand that our success in this nation, a lot of that emanated from what our student leaders on black college campuses did all through the civil rights movement and what they continue to do. And so it's just great to be here in Houston, Texas, and be at Texas Southern University.
All right, so as we did that exercise, you guys kind of see how the frequency and the vibration changed in the room? And I'm gonna tell you guys because that's one element, one key factor in each of these power structures: political, social, economic, education, and spiritual, that we're missing. It's the component of spreading love with one another. And how can you be the most influential people in a society, but yet the most disenfranchised? How can you be the only people in the world who here grows up to God, everybody else here grows down, but you don't see your power as it relates to the Creator? But then the Creator doesn't care about your money. The Creator doesn't care about your gender. The Creator doesn't care about your ethnicity. The Creator cares about your spirit. So now we have to talk about tapping into a spirit of, it doesn't matter how much money you have. We travel all around the world. I played 10 years in the NFL. I've seen all kind of money. But why would I have to buy a Bentley when I have a Bentley? But why do you want a Bentley if you're walking around with Honda Civic stewardship, but you got Bentley entitlement? That don't match up. And we talked about credit earlier. I got a question for you. What's your credit score with God? Because see, if you don't have a good credit score with the Creator, you won't have a good credit score in the tangible, in the physical. And I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor.
You're doing all right.
But what I am is, I'm on a mission to increase the consciousness of our people. To increase our spiritual third eye. Wake it up. Because see, until we do that, we'll continue to be disenfranchised. And I love the human race. My message is palatable to all because if you understand that the prefix to words, etymology, and the suffix to these words, they really mean something. He talked about culture earlier. We all love the word culture, but the prefix to the word cult. It's just your experience and your exposure. There's a difference between exposure and experience. I could take a flight to New York right now, get off and go to my meeting, and then come back. And man, I was exposed to New York. But it's not until you go to Brooklyn Bridge. It's not until you go to the boroughs and just see, man, this is what New York is made about. Now I've experienced. And so this is an experience, HBCU experience, that I'm so tremendously thankful that I was able to attain. I'm a first generation college student. Nobody in my family ever went to school. I didn't have the luxury of saying, Stevie, education is important. And it is, but education is for everybody, but school isn't. Sometimes you gotta know your lane. And when you love yourself, you'll start to know and understand your lane to be able to recognize someone else's lane in their life. Because you've never seen a lion try to jump in the ocean and do what a shark does. That don't make sense. But it's not until you love your own light that you're able to celebrate someone else's. And that's what we have to do. When you start loving your life and loving yourself, then you can fly. F-L-Y, first love yourself. And when you first love yourself, now you can take her access, take his influence, and Lord knows take Mr. Dorsey's resources, right? Now you have access, influence, and resources. But if they don't love themselves, they'll never connect together to truly take air. AIR, access, influence, resources. Believe me, this system will not give you all three without having you in abundance. So be careful what you ask for, because you will get it. But just make sure you're ready for it, young people. Be careful for the money. You'll get money. Well, why be on a paper chase when you can be on a purpose chase? Why be money-minded when you can be mission-minded? I'm just asking these questions because you can't take a house, a car, or any of these tangible things with you beyond your grave. But you can take how you connected to the people with you beyond your grave. That's the type of legacy that Andrew Young and his cohorts have done. And we got to stop looking for one leader to come save us, as Amanda said earlier. It's a Shiloh of us that have gifts. Because although our purpose is like a fingerprint, we all have different ones. We all have something in common. We've been blessed with gifts, or a gift to be able to share with the people. But if you don't cultivate your gift because you listen to somebody's negative thoughts, that's your fault. You got to fight that mountain of no's for that one yes. I was on 11 football teams. That's what he did tell you. In my 10-year career, I'm the only pro football player to play on 11 teams in 10 years. 11. I was living outside. I was living in my Range Rover. My house got foreclosed. My dad was on powder and went to jail. But see, all that cultivating in the valley helped me be able to be prepared for the mountaintop. Because how many of y'all want a lot of followers on IG, or yeah, because it helps. It helps with business. That's smart. If you like, I don't know, I want more followers on IG. As a matter of fact, you can follow me, Stevie Bags. I'll let you play. You know what I'm saying? This is it right here, by the way. No, but see, what we don't get is the bigger your audience, the bigger your audience. The bigger your audience, the bigger your audience. We all want more. But the more money you make, believe me, IRS gonna come see about you. I know firsthand. So I just want y'all to start think outside the box. Because we sometimes put the creator in a box when God created the whole box. What can your religion do for you that God can't do for you? So now we start to understand ideology and theology. Does that really make a difference when it's all said and done when we're talking about love? Because if you spread that vibration, as the word terms, what goes around comes around. And that's what our people need, because there's so many people hurting. So many people are hurting not because of any other thing, but their spirit. Increase our spiritual capacity, y'all. When you walk past a brother or sister in the hallway, show them love. When you walk past another person that looks like you or doesn't look like you, I'm not your enemy, bro. You know what I mean? It's easy. And so I'll leave you with this because I know we have to get some questions in. You got super and you got natural. And when God put super on our natural, He gave us supernatural ability to do the things we couldn't do before that super was put on our natural. Now, this is a thing that's very dynamic. Because if you don't know what your super is and who or where your super came from, then you'll never become what we call a deity. Tom Brady standing back there. I played against him. He's a beast. He's walking in his deity. He's supernatural. When are you going to find yours? Vision, passion, purpose. Why are you walking around with perfect eyesight with no vision? Passion is love and anger combined. You want to help the community? You mad because it's going the way it's going. You're angry, but you love your people. That's a passion. And then the last one is purpose. Andrew Young says he has a new purpose every day. I love that. Because for real, every day is a reset, but every day is January 1st. Every day is January 1st. So, your God-given, there's a difference between your God-given limitation and the limitations you put on yourself with negative people and negative things. Y'all bless up.